Hello, welcome to Yinka and Friends. Today I'm at Birthdays having a chat with Angel Haze before her performance here tonight.
I wrote this to tell you how much I'm missing you and how ironically I'm feeling crazy as an institute. I'm contemplating times you told me that I would be without you. Had an exit strategy and you were trying to see me out. We were like a pod, kept meeting me at the moose swing. Couldn't get it off the ground like bruised wings. Not one, not two, but a few things.
So thank you for joining me.
No problem.
So for those people who don't know anything about your musical history, tell me a bit more about Angel Haze.
Oh God, that's embarrassing. I don't think I have much of a musical history. I kind of like I started doing this about like 3 years ago. Not really started like rapping because I sucked back then. I feel like if anyone ever heard the shit that I made back then, I would probably cry and go into seclusion. But then I started to get better eventually with practice and stuff, and I put out mixtapes like King and Voice and Reservation, which is what got me signed last year. And it's mostly was really dark because at that time in life I was using music as sort of like a cathartic method of release, you know?
So your the mixtape you were talking about that propelled you to like being like a hip hop star.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Like was it a quick transition?
Yeah. I was actually just coming up to New York for like weekends at a time. I did the mixtape in like 4 Saturdays.
Oh,
so
wow.
like I would feel really bad that like I'd sit at home. I used to live in Virginia and like not write anything. So I'd take the bus up to New York, and it's like a 3.5-hour ride, and I write like 3 songs within 3.5 hours, and I get to the studio and pretend I like had them shits done like a long time ago. And then I just ended up like, I don't know, my mom kicked me out while I was in New York once shooting something for Yours Truly, and I just was like, fuck it, I have nothing to lose. And I released the mixtape, and like a month afterwards I got signed, so it was pretty cool.
So you've spoken a lot about your past throughout music. Like you said, it was a bit of a dark time for you.
Yeah.
How do you think you got into expressing it that way?
I don't know, I used to write poetry a lot, and writing has always been pretty cathartic for me, but like personally, as I was doing Reservation and all this stuff, I had a bunch of people from like, you know, past and stuff try to use like the shit that I express in these songs against me. Okay. So I just kind of like figured, if you put it all out there, there's no way anyone could use your past against you. There's nothing that anyone could find out that was a secret. So for me, it was like, lay it all flat, you know. Hi, I'm Angel. This is who I am. This is who I was. And now you get to hear who I've become, you know. So it's one of those things where I just kind of, it was premeditated for me, and it was also good to release.
So with your new single, Echelon, you're kind of like, bow down, it's my time. Was that what you wanted to come across? That's what it is.
But that's cool. I know if you're feeling that way, I'm into it.
I feel a bit greasy when I listen to it.
I just was like, I don't know, I'm not really good at writing braggadocious songs, but I feel like once I finally do, they always come across as like braggadocious times 10. Like, fuck you, I'm better than you. But it was really hard for me to write that song, actually. It started off as dance with Tinker, dance with Taylor, dance with Candlestick Maker, reassure that you're strong, all forgive and sing the song. So it was kind of like some weird Coldplay-ish shit. And developing it took like 2 weeks. And I don't know, it's just a fun song for me. And I love G5 wagons, and I love cars, and I love fashion. Like Helmut Lang, Philip Lim, Donatella Versace, Riccardo Tisci. I'm into it, I'm here, you know? So it's cool, kind of just represents that.
You had a feature with Rudimental. Do you think that opened sort of doors for you in the UK?
Yeah, I guess. It's weird because we actually did that song last year.
Yeah?
Around the time that I got signed. Actually, I wasn't signed yet when we did it. And it's so weird that it came out at like such a like later time in the year and shit. And then they like blew up like out of nowhere, like massive shit. And I think it's really cool because they're like a drum and bass, you know, collective out of here. And I love grime music and I love London culture, like especially musically. It feels like it's always 2 steps ahead of what we're doing in America, and we just haven't caught up yet. So it was really fun to actually work with those guys. They produced a track for my album called Crown, and it's pretty wicked.
So you're performing here tonight?
Yes.
Tell me more about the setup when you perform live.
I've got live band. So unfortunately my guitarist isn't here tonight, but there's drums, keys, bass, 2 BBs, and guitar. So we go full throttle. I like to say that I'm better in performance than I am in person. I don't really find myself that interesting, but on stage I'm like,
do you like come out of yourself?
Yeah, on stage I'm totally different. I'm like Thor to this shit, you know? Rap game Thor, you know? Like, but it's really interesting to watch me perform.
And when is your album coming out?
January.
January.
Yes.
So we've got to stay tuned.
You have to stay tuned.
I want to thank you for joining me.
Thanks.
Thank you. Don't hug it out.
Okay.
Let's just hug it out. Thank you.
Okay.